Hello, my kin. My name is Kin Ping, but you can call me Kin. And today I have got some cool CYOAs for you Star Wars nerds. Now, before I get into it, if you do not know what a CYOA is, a CYOA is a choose your own adventure. And typically, well, originally, Choose Your Own Adventure was in book format. The books by Steve Jackson and Ian Livingstone were the first, massive CYOAs in which you chose your own adventure and you flipped to certain pages and fought monsters, basically chose who you wanted to be. So here, these CYOAs are slightly different. These are ones which are in picture format. You could maybe say they're something like a comic book. They're just not focused around novel form, if you understand that kind of gist. But I have here two awesome Star Wars ones that I totally recommend for you guys. So, of course, I did not create these. These are not mine. I just think they are awesome, and I think lots more people should have a look at them because both of them have so much detail, and you can tell so much work has been put into them that I just really wanted to show you guys all of this because they are truly awesome. Massive credits to the creators. It is an insane amount of work, which is really awesome. So, we'll look at the first one here. And this is Jedi Guardian of the Republic, as we can see up here. And this one is, well, both of these about making your own Jedi during about Clone Wars time and going on to do other stuff. And so this one is really fun. This was the first one I did. This one's probably more beginner friendly. So if you haven't done a CYO before and you really like Star Wars, then I totally recommend having a go at this one. This one is really fun. This one is pretty simple in the way that you only have one currency, as we can, I'll open the image. As we can see here, there's only one currency, and depending on what difficulty you set your thing on, you will get a certain amount of that currency. And then you can spend that currency on certain force powers or lightsaber abilities or like having your own clone squadron and stuff like that. So usually you go with a Jedi Knight. It's like, okay, I'm a Jedi at night now. So you can start with a certain amount of points. Also, you basically get a free advanced force power. You can get a Padawan, and here you must take one faction as enemy. So that basically means you got to choose like a faction like the Hutt Cartel or the Mandalorians to be an enemy. And don't worry, because that is a thing further down the CYOA where you actually get to have a look at all the different organizations like the Clone Army and the Senate and decide what their opinion is on you. And then you go through and choose which race you want to be, choose your gender, and then eventually you just choose lots of stuff like when you got to the Jedi Temple, what your homeworld is, and all these different traits of yours. As we can see here, you start spending points. So, like, if I want to be energetic, minus 10 points, and I get the energetic trait, then that shows that your character is, energetic. And then you can also get complications like greed or wrath, and you get more points for them, but it's like a weakness that you have. And it's really, really in depth and really cool with creating your own Jedi basically, and you can do whatever you want. This one's really open ended. It's totally up to you how you create. It's not story driven per se. You're not creating a story, you're creating a character. And as you'll find with the other one you're creating a story, well, and a character, but this one is totally more character focused. So this one's great. I really this was my it was my first. I really did like it. As you can see, there's all the force powers here. And you can design your own lightsaber and certain abilities and certain styles of fighting. And if you don't know those styles, then you can just read here and it'll tell you about all the different styles of fighting. The main reason that this one's different from other ones, and the reason I decided to put it in this video, it's long, it's awesome, so much customization and everything, that's awesome. But what really stands out to me, you can get your own custom spacecraft and personal unit. So here, if you have enough points, of course, you can make your own spaceship that your Jedi flies in, and you can completely customize that. You can even, it doesn't have to be a spaceship though. I mean, well, it doesn't have to be a fighter. You could completely customize and design a whole Star Destroyer for your Jedi and maybe their personal unit if they have one. And a personal unit can be anything from like an elite unit of ARC troopers to a whole squadron of clone troopers. I'll show you some of my examples, but I just wanted to point this out. And also, this is all the different factions. As you can see, we've got the Senate, Republic Command, Clone Army, you know. So here is basically where you can choose if they're friendly, if they're neutral, if they're your enemy. And so depending on who they are, you'll get a certain amount of points depending on which one you pick. And yeah, it's just really, really fun. It's really fun. But like, say if you were the enemy, if you decided that the clone army didn't like your Jedi for whatever reason, if you're like Pong Krell or something like that, cannot take Clone Lieutenant Furnace as an associate. So that blocks off one character that you can't take. You can't be buddies with, basically. Yeah. So that's really cool. I will show you my own personal builds, basically. So this is my first build here. I actually made two builds. I made a Padawan, and then I made, I think it was just a Jedi Knight. It may have been a Jedi Master. I can't remember. I'll show you guys when I get down there. But I made a Padawan, and then I made a Knight or Master for my Padawan. So obviously, you know, this is how I do my CYOAs. I just clip the pictures that I want. And so I went through and I just decided all the stuff I wanted, all the different stats and the complications, and then you get the force powers and the lightsaber colors, lightsaber design. This guy was really cool. I decided to make him have like a gauntlet that's made out of like kyber crystal lightsaber stuff. So his hand itself like is the lightsaber because he got an amputation, as you can see up in complications. So I thought that was really cool. So I had to pick other, and it can seal, dual phase, different abilities, advanced combat techniques. He can turn it on and his lightsaber on and off in the middle of combat. Lightsaber forms. You're also able, if you spend double points, to master a certain form. And yeah, it's really, really cool. And as you can see here, well, it's maybe a little bit too small, but I got a Beskar reinforcement on his synthetic or robot hand, whatever you want to call it. And then I designed a personal unit for him, and this is just a little squad of ARC troopers that they were elite. They had a second in command was a clone. They were loyal to me, and then these unit modifiers, and then obviously all the opinions on everything, and that was really fun. And then I had some points left over, but I realized I accidentally did something I should have been able to do, but it didn't have that much of an effect. And then here, Jedi Master, and I designed another character, this time going for a slightly different approach, and I gave them their own personal unit, because as you can see, this is a clone trooper company, around 100 men, and I gave them this custom spacecraft, which was a Venator, I'm not exactly sure how to say that, Venator class Star Destroyer with expanded hangar shielding and a hyperdrive, and then her, the opinions of certain factions were different to her than they were to her Padawan, which made her a slightly different character. Yeah, so that was the first one I wanted to show you guys. If you really like the look of this one, which it is really awesome, I can't stress that enough, guys. But if you do like the look of this one, then I totally recommend checking it out. If you're a beginner to CYOAs, then this one's totally for you. I will leave the link in the description below so you guys can go and check this out for yourself. Once again, full kudos to whoever made this. It is truly amazing. Oh, there should be a credit here. Here we go. Latkirk586. I'm sorry, I don't know how to say that, but thank you for making this. Now we will go on to the next one. So the next one here is called Jedi General Pirate Sith, CYOA, and this one is absolutely massive. I can't express how massive this one is. It's freaking awesome though. If you're going to play this one, you need to know your way around CYOAs. You need to be able to play them properly. You need to be able to keep track of lots of stuff and, you know, make choices and everything. It is really, really awesome. You'll see what I mean. So here, there are 4 separate links because there's that many images. The one beforehand, the Guardian of the Republic, was only one link with about, I can't remember how many pages it was, but this one is 4 separate posts, basically, done by CYOA stuff on Reddit. So absolute massive kudos to them. Thank you for making this awesome thing. They've also made a lot of other ones. They made a 40k one, if you're at all interested in that, which is really good as well. I haven't actually done that one though, but I had a little look through. So here we go. Let's click on this first link. And this brings us to the first page of the Jedi General Pirate Sith CYOA. As you can see, this is a lot. This is pages 1 to 13, and then the fourth link is pages 40 to 52. So there is a lot in this one, and this one is a lot more story-driven. As you can see here, bit of a spoiler if you're ever going to play it. There's lots of characters in these ones, all which are what I assume to be the creators' owned characters. They created all these characters and gave them little backstories. Obviously, took the art from online, but this is all their own kind of characters, which is amazing because there's so many characters in this. And this one is, well, like I said before, story-based. The idea behind this one is that you are telling, well, it'll make more sense if you actually read it, but basically the thing is you are telling a story. Well, every single major thing that happens will happen every time. So the replayability, while it is still totally replayable, it's not as replayable as Jedi Guardian of the Republic. This is like a linear first-person video game, while the other one is kind of like a bit of a sandbox character customization. I think that's the best way to put it, because this one follows the same story, but you choose like, oh, I'll have this character here, I'll have him go to this planet, I'll choose this weapon, this outfit, he would have approached this in this way. So you're still designing your own character and designing your own personality and physical appearance and story in some ways, but everything that happens will be the same. You'll just approach it or get different things and have different people there with you, depending on what you choose. And as you can probably tell, there are lots of different points. These point values you do not spend. You gain them over time. So say, anyways, I believe I was born on. So that they did all their writing, and now we get to pick where our character was born. So if I picked Jakku, then I'd get 1 robust point. And in the future, that will help me choose certain things when the CYOA gets to trials. And trials are where you need a certain amount of certain stats to basically get through. And in some cases, if you don't have a certain amount of this stat, you won't get through. So you gotta, obviously it's not as bad as I made it sound, you know. Usually it gives you a couple different options, so you can actually, you don't have to focus on certain skills, so you can choose what you want. But like this would give me 1 robust, and I'd write that down. Okay, I got 1 robust. And as you go on, there are lots of options, and you just accumulate as many points as you want until eventually you have a whole lot of points and you start spending them on the things that you want to do. So yeah, it is really awesome here. You're choosing your race, and that will give you 1 fleet and 1 swav. Swav? Swav? I'm not sure how to pronounce that either. But anyway, yeah, that's really, really cool. So I'll show you an example of mine. I wrote this one differently because this one is a lot more text-based. So I found that I wasn't going to clip out all the pictures. I was just going to write stuff down. And this will also give you a little idea about how long it is. So this is mine here. And all the stuff, every single thing you see that is in bold is a choice that I made. And that choice gave me either 1 point in a skill or 2 points in a skill. And then further down, instead of them giving me points, it's me passing. But if you pass something, you also get points. It's complicated. I'll see if I can show you. Go to 3. Let's see if I can find a trial. No, I don't think the trials are here. But trust me, there are examples of trials, and well, there are trials, and it is hard. The game is really, really hard. The CYOA is. So I would recommend, there is about, well, let me just quickly go down to the stats. There are this many stats, and I made the mistake of kind of going a lot in all of them. So that was not exactly a good idea, but I still managed. I put it on easy mode. Like, The trials basically meant nothing to me. But if you want to play this properly, I would suggest getting really good in about 4 or 5 and kind of ignoring the rest. It will limit your choices, but you can grab a couple different choices if you really want them. But yeah, I would totally suggest sticking to 4 or 5 if you want to play it properly. If you want to just go easy mode, which is still really fun, then you can kind of just do whatever you want. As you can see here, I wanted a certain type of character and I chose certain things. Anyway, we'll go way back up. So this shouldn't have any spoilers at all, but do keep in mind that the CYOA is completely story driven. So if you don't want to see any things that happen in the story, I would recommend not watching this part of the video because this is all about the story. Or I'll just give you like the first couple pages of story because I want to let you guys have a look at it yourself because the story is amazing. I think a lot of people would play it for the character customization and stuff, but the story is amazing. So kudos to CYOA stuff guy because the story is really solid. I really, really did like it. Anyway, as you can see here, I cut down a lot of the writing, just adding in this necessary stuff, and all of this, like I said before, all of this stuff in bold is choices. So like here I created a Shoto lightsaber with a hot blade. That hot blade is like Kylo Ren's lightsaber. And the design was simple. I found that I favored the lightsaber form of Makashi. Makashi? Yeah, Makashi. And that's a certain type of, obviously, lightsaber combat form. And that gave me a certain point or something. And you just go along and you choose everything. And basically the story starts, you decide to become a Padawan just before events of Phantom Menace. Like you are a Padawan training when the Phantom Menace happens, and then, well, I won't spoil anything, but you continue onwards. I'll just say that. But yeah, 9 pages, guys. 9 pages of writing with lots of options and questions and trials. But that's 9 pages worth of stuff there, as I'm sure you can see. It's a lot. It took me roughly about 3 half days. So, I mean, I'm not like consistently doing it for half a day, but it took me around about, I'd say, 8-10 hours to actually do, spread over a couple of days. I thought I'd get it done in one night. I sat down and spent about 5 hours on it one night, but that was not enough. So it's pretty intense, but it is totally worth it and is really, really fun. So I'd check this out if I was you guys as well. If you want something really big, lots and lots of story, totally check this out. I will, of course, link this in the description below as well. Yeah, that's about it. I just wanted to mention these two because they are really amazing and they are totally worth checking out if you have not already. Especially if you like Star Wars and you're into creating your own characters. This is totally the thing for you guys. That's about it though. I'm really, really happy if you made it to the this point in the video. Seriously, can't stress enough. Go check out these guys. Check out their work. It is amazing. Thank you for watching this far. If you have, maybe consider subscribing for more content like this, and it really helps me grow my channel. My channel has been growing a fair amount lately, which is really, really, really awesome, and I appreciate every single view, like, and subscribe. It really makes my day. Anyway, that will probably be it from me. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope that if the creators ever see this video, you appreciate that I'm doing this to spread it for you. I'm not trying to claim credit or anything like that. I totally respect what you guys have done, and it's really awesome. So, I will see you guys next time. Goodbye, my kin.